David Grusch, a name that might seem ordinary at first glance, an ordinary name, but behind it hides an extraordinary story. A story that delves deep into the unknown, into the shadows that most of us never see. David Grusch, a former intelligence officer, risked everything to expose a truth hidden in the shadows. A truth that many have speculated about but few have dared to confront. A truth about what the government knows about UFOs. For years, whispers and rumors have circulated, but Grusch brought those whispers into the light. For decades, the government denied any knowledge of UFOs. They maintained a facade of ignorance, dismissing any claims or sightings. They dismissed sightings as hoaxes or misidentifications. Every piece of evidence was brushed aside, every witness discredited. But Grusch's revelations shattered that facade. He stood up against the tide of denial and brought forth undeniable evidence. He brought forth evidence that the government possesses something incredible. Documents, testimonies, and artifacts that point to a reality far stranger than fiction. Something they have kept hidden from the public for years. Hidden in vaults, away from the prying eyes of the public and the media. His story is a tale of courage and conviction, a tale of a man who chose truth over comfort, who chose to stand up for what he believed in. It's a story that challenges everything we thought we knew about the universe. It pushes the boundaries of our understanding and forces us to reconsider our place in the cosmos. And it raises profound questions about our place in the cosmos. Are we alone? What else is out there? What have we been kept in the dark about? This is the story of David Grusch, the UFO whistleblower. A man who stepped out of the shadows to bring the truth into the light, forever changing our understanding of the world and the universe beyond. David Grusch wasn't always a whistleblower. He started his career with a deep sense of duty and patriotism. He was a decorated veteran who served with distinction in Afghanistan, earning the respect and admiration of his peers. After his military service, Grusch transitioned to a role at the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, where his keen analytical skills were put to use. He even held a top-secret security clearance, a testament to the trust the government placed in him. Grusch was entrusted with some of the nation's most sensitive information, handling it with the utmost care and discretion. He was a man who knew how to keep secrets, understanding the gravity and responsibility that came with his position. But his silence ended when he was assigned to the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, a group created to investigate the increasing number of UFO sightings. This task force was tasked with uncovering the truth behind these mysterious sightings, a mission that would change Grusch's life forever. What Grusch discovered there shocked him to his core. The evidence he found was undeniable and startling. He found concrete evidence that the government had been covering up the truth about UFOs for years, hiding it from the public eye. He saw proof that these unidentified flying objects were real, and not just figments of imagination or misidentified aircraft. And he knew he had to do something about it. The weight of this knowledge was too heavy to bear alone. Grusch's conscience wouldn't let him stay silent. He was torn between his duty to his country and his duty to the truth. Ultimately, he decided he had to tell the world what he knew. He became a whistleblower, risking everything to reveal the truth about UFOs. Becoming a whistleblower is never easy. It's a risky decision. It can have serious consequences. Grusch knew this. He knew he was putting his career, his reputation, maybe even his life on the line. But he couldn't ignore what he had seen. He couldn't live with the guilt of knowing the truth and doing nothing. He had to speak out. So, Grusch took a deep breath and decided to blow the whistle. He filed a complaint with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. He detailed everything he had learned about the government's UFO cover-up. It was a pivotal moment, a moment that would change Grusch's life forever, and a moment that would send shockwaves through the world. Grusch's revelations weren't just some wild conspiracy theory. He provided concrete evidence that the government had been hiding the truth about UFOs. He revealed that the government had recovered crashed UFOs. He spoke of advanced technology that defied explanation, technology that could revolutionize our understanding of physics. Grusch's testimony was credible. He had the background and the security clearance to back up his claims, and his story was consistent with other whistleblowers who had come forward. For the first time, the world had to take seriously the possibility that we are not alone. The government's response to Grusch's revelations was telling. They denied everything. They claimed there was no evidence of any cover-up, but their denials rang hollow. Why would the government keep such a secret for so long? What were they afraid of? Grusch's testimony suggested that they were hiding something big, something that could change the world as we know it. What secrets were hidden behind closed doors? What were they so desperate to keep from the public? Grusch's revelations opened a Pandora's box of questions. Questions that demanded answers. Grusch's most shocking revelation was about crash retrievals. He claimed that the government had recovered crashed UFOs, not just one or two but multiple craft. He said that these craft were being studied in secret facilities. He spoke of reverse engineering programs aimed at understanding and replicating the advanced technology of these objects. If true, this would be a scientific breakthrough of unprecedented proportions. It would mean that we are not alone in the universe, and it would mean that we have access to technology far beyond anything we could have imagined. The implications were staggering. The Pentagon's response to Grusch's claims was predictable. They denied everything. They said there was no evidence of any crash retrievals. They dismissed Grusch's testimony as unsubstantiated. But their denials were met with skepticism. Too many people had come forward with similar stories. Too much evidence had been gathered. The government's credibility was wearing thin. The public was starting to see through the smoke and mirrors. They were demanding answers, and they were no longer satisfied with the government's evasive responses. The truth, it seemed, was out there. Grusch's revelations had implications that extended far beyond the United States. UFO sightings were a global phenomenon. Governments around the world had been investigating these objects for decades, and many of them had their own secrets to keep. Grusch's testimony opened the door for greater international cooperation. It created an opportunity for countries to share information and work together to unravel the mystery of UFOs. The world was watching and waiting to see what would happen next. Grusch's story highlighted the importance of government transparency. The public had a right to know what the government knows about UFOs. These objects posed potential threats to national security. They also represented a profound scientific mystery. The government had a responsibility to be honest with the public about what they knew. Grusch's whistleblowing was a victory for transparency. It forced the government to acknowledge the reality of UFOs, and it paved the way for greater disclosure in the future. The truth, as they say, will set us free. Grusch's revelations sparked a renewed interest in UFOs. Scientists, journalists, and amateur investigators were all searching for answers. They were combing through old data, interviewing witnesses, and analyzing new sightings. The search for evidence was on. Some people believed that Grusch's testimony was just the tip of the iceberg. They believed that the government was hiding even more explosive information that could change our understanding of the universe. The truth, whatever it may be, was out there somewhere, and it was only a matter of time before it was found. David Grusch's revelations changed the UFO debate forever. They brought the issue out of the shadows and into the mainstream. They forced the government to acknowledge the reality of UFOs, and they sparked a global conversation about our place in the cosmos. The future of the UFO debate is uncertain, but one thing is clear: we can no longer afford to ignore this phenomenon. We need to continue to investigate, we need to demand answers from our leaders, and we need to be prepared for whatever the truth may hold. The universe is a vast and mysterious place, and we are just beginning to understand our place in it. For decades, UFO sightings have been dismissed as hoaxes or misidentifications, but with advancements in technology, we now have more tools than ever to study these phenomena. Conferences and symposiums are being held worldwide, bringing together experts from various fields. This collaborative effort is crucial in piecing together the puzzle of UFOs. The younger generation is also becoming increasingly curious and involved. Educational programs are being developed to inform and inspire future researchers. This is not just a national issue, but a global one, affecting people from all walks of life. As we move forward, hope and curiosity will drive us to seek the truth. New discoveries and technologies will undoubtedly shape the future of the UFO debate. And as we gaze up at the stars, we are reminded of the endless possibilities that lie ahead. The journey to uncover the truth about UFOs is just beginning, and it promises to be an exciting one.